watch this video. This race is not about a fall. Although the worst thing that can happen to a runner is you fall. This is the difference between giving it what you have, or all you have, and giving it what it takes. So this woman falls in a race. This is an NCAA indoor track meet. Now watch what happens. I know it's weird to watch a video within a video. Stick with me. So let's talk a little bit about this. So in this race, she falls. Worst possible thing. Think about whatever it is you're trying to get to in your life. Worst possible thing. And yet in this video, I'm going to teach you the difference between giving it all you have and giving it what it takes. So my name is Gina Mollicone Long. Welcome to the ACME video, right? This whole series is dedicated to getting you from A to ACME faster and with less effort. Remember from last week, we talked about the process of change. So today we're going to talk a lot about obstacles, because getting from A to ACME requires you to go through this stage between point P and point C, where you fall down and get up a lot. Now, the video that you just watched on the screen is a real video, and the quality is not that great because it was just a track meet. It wasn't meant to become this really important video. And if you really want to see the video again, just go to my Facebook page. I have it stored in the videos somewhere. It's a little bit better quality. But anyways, the point is that often when I ask people, hey, how's it going? You know, did you get your results? And they go, no, I didn't get it. I gave it everything I had, but I fell flat on my face. Well, here's the thing. That wasn't everything you had. Okay. That was everything you thought you had based on who you were from before, but it wasn't everything you had. Okay? In life, if you want to get where you're going, you have to give it what it takes. Well, I don't know what it's going to take. Well, obviously you don't, otherwise you'd already have it. So that's the point. You have to dig deeper for a different level. But notice the difference in presuppositions. If you assume that your level is here, you can't get any deeper. But if you just have the assumption that I have a deeper level, I must have another layer, then you will find it. And life will present you with the opportunities to find it, because that's what life does, right? Life is about growth and change. So I want to talk about this stage here between B and C, which is this, this stage of trial and error. And what do we do in this trial and error stage? How we do it will determine, because you only need two things to change. You need desire for whatever it is you're trying to achieve, and the willingness to give it what it takes. You know, when they interviewed that runner after the race, they said, how did you do it? She said, do what? They said, how did you get up and like fall down, which is the worst thing that can happen in a race, and still win the race? And she said, well, it was my job, which is like, I have a clear desire. And I wasn't willing. Notice how she didn't fall down, stay down, complain. She didn't fall down, try to take someone with her. She didn't fall down, blame someone. She fell down, she got up and she ran. She didn't fall down and pout and blame, curse the darkness. She fell down, got up and ran, because she was clear in her desire and she was willing to give it what it took. Was it more than she was planning on? Yes. Did she have another layer? Yes. What's the thing that gave her access to the next layer? The fall. So my first book was called The Secret of Successful Failing. Just newsflash. It's not a book about how to fail. That's insane. It's a book about recognizing that along the road to reaching your ACME, along the road to reaching whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you're going to fall down. And it's not whether or not you fall down. It's what you do when you fall down. Fall down, get up, run. Just take a page out of this video you just saw. Fall down, get up, run. That's what you do. Now, when this is a true story, I actually want to use some props here to explain a few ways you could approach obstacles in your quest for the ACME. So I've got my desk chair here. Let me make it a little bit higher if I can. Okay, so I'm going to use my chair as an example of an obstacle because I want to illustrate three different types. Four, actually. The fourth dimension, the fourth choice being something I'd like you to consider that maybe you haven't considered yet. But these are sort of three big bucket ways that people approach obstacles when they're trial and error, in that trial and error phase. Okay, so let's say my goal is to get over there to, you can't see it, but there's the corner of my desk, there's my phone is on the corner of my desk. So let's say that's my goal and I really want it. Okay, so that's, the desire part. So now I set off on my way and I go, oh, okay, it's this way. And I'm walking there and I hit the obstacle. Okay, the chair being the obstacle. So I've hit the obstacle. Gina, how's it going? You're on your way to your goal. How's it going? And this is true story. This is what some people do. They get on the obstacle and they go, wasn't meant to be. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be. I hit this obstacle. The universe sent me a signal. Wasn't meant to be. I hit an obstacle, and they give up. That's it. They hit one obstacle and they give up. I got a news flash for you. First of all, nobody's sending you obstacles. If you hit an obstacle, it means you hit an obstacle. And you should be alarmed if you're not hitting obstacles in your life, because that means you're not moving. So obstacles means you're at least moving towards something. And so you hit an obstacle, and it's not there to tell you that you shouldn't pursue it. It's there to say this isn't the way. And what you're looking for is the path of least resistance, not the path that you predetermined. So that's an insane thing to say, but people say this all the time to me, all the time. The universe sent me a signal. It wasn't meant to be. That's insane. If you want it, you give it what it takes. Okay, here's the second kind of person, and very, very prevalent on the planet. So there, I want to get to the corner of my desk. So I go this way, I hit the obstacle, and Gina, how's it going? And you go, oh, well, this is bullshit, right? Like, I hit this obstacle. Check it out. Look at this thing. It's huge. It was in my way. It was stopping me. Can you believe this? This is bullshit. This chair is the problem. It's the fault of the chair. You know what? Anybody out there watching this, if you've been stopped by a chair in your life, we need to get together and we need to form a group. We're going to form a group. We're going to be anti-chair. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus all our energy and all our attention on this chair. So the chair never stops anybody else ever again. The chair is the villain and we are the victims of the chair. Now, I would like you to notice in this scenario that when you focus on the obstacle as preventing you from getting what you want, all of your energy and attention goes onto the obstacle and all of it goes away from your goal. It's a waste of time. Just saying, the world is exactly as it should be. I'm sorry if that makes you uncomfortable, because I know the world isn't just like a total, run through the meadow. There's lots going on in the world, but it's exactly as it should be for things to unfold the way they're unfolding. So when you hit the chair, all you've done is hit a chair. It's not the chair's fault. It's not trying to stop you. You've just hit the chair. Okay. Third type of person, I suspect a lot of you watching these videos and engaging with these videos, liking, commenting, sharing, the ones really trying to get some learning out of this, I suspect this is a little bit kind of how you operate in life. So I'm trying to get to the corner of my desk to get my phone. I hit the obstacle, positive thinking. It's just, what? I'm working a little harder. I'm going to push a little harder. Or you know what? I'm just going to, for a minute, I'm just going to I'm just going to line up, there is no chair. There is no chair. There is no chair. Okay, ready? And, oh, damn it. Okay, let me try that again. Maybe I just need to pretend, think positively. And if I think positively, it'll just disappear. Oh, it's still there. Okay, I'll just work harder. And then you go home or you go wherever you go to recharge, and then you break down because, this is how you've always done it. And why isn't this working? And what's wrong with me? And oh my God, nothing's wrong with you. There's a chair in the way. I'll give you a hint. Stop going that way, right? That's not the path of least resistance. It might be what your brain thinks is the best path, but it's not the path of least resistance. Okay, here's the fourth dimension. Here's the fourth way. Just consider maybe that the path of least resistance requires you to go a different way. And what would happen if you went a different way, right? So I want you to metaphorically or, in an analogy sort of way, become like the pinball. Remember pinball? The pinball just kind of bounces off of whatever it hits. I want you to become like the pinball of the universe and just bounce. Absorb, bounce, use it to your advantage when you hit an obstacle. So there I am. I'm trying to get to the corner of my desk. I hit the obstacle. First and foremost, you've hit an obstacle. Don't pretend like you haven't. Don't try to just, make it evaporate into thin air unless you've accomplished that, in which case, of course, do that. But if you haven't yet mastered that, then just I hit a chair, I hit an obstacle. So this obviously isn't the way. So, I've hit an obstacle. But now if you're a pinball, you're going to bounce off of it. Now notice I'm bouncing because I hit it this way, right? So equal and opposite reaction. So now I'm going this way. Now my brain is going crazy because my goal is that way, but I appear to be moving away from it. So my brain's going nuts, right? And what you don't see is I've now hit the flip chart. So I bounce off that. And that was just enough angle to get me to the corner of my desk where I pick up my phone and reach my goal. Easy peasy. Become like the pinball of the universe. Remember what Darwin said in that first video. Flexibility, adaptability is what's going to cause success, right? It's not the strongest of the species that survives or thrives. It's the one that's the most adaptable or changeable. Flexibility of behavior. When I'm teaching CEOs all over the world how to have peak performance, I'm always talking about flexibility of behavior as being the number one thing. Flexibility of behavior. Don't be attached to how. I say things like write your goals in pen, but write the path in pencil, because you don't know the path of least resistance. If you did, you'd already have the thing. So how do you give it what it takes? Well, first of all, you have to believe you have another level. You have to know, even if you've never gotten in touch with it before, you have to have a foundational belief that you have another level. You have more resources. You're just not in touch with them. And then whatever life serves at you, whether you fall down in a race or in life or whatever, you get up and you run, because you know that in that running, you will find those resources you need. You didn't need them until you fell. It was the falling that facilitated the need to develop the next level. That's the secret of successful failing, which is what my first book was about. So give it what it takes. If you're going through hell, keep going, never ever quit. Churchill said that, right? So as long as you have desire and the willingness to give it what it takes, you will reach that point. If you got something out of this video, and I hope you're starting to build, remember, we're writing a book together here. So these are going into print. These concepts are going into print, into a book. If you got something out of this video, then hit subscribe and like it, share it, comment on it, so other people can get access to this information, so that other people can get from where they're going to their ACME, to their peak point, faster and with less effort. Visit us at greatnessu, that's the letter U, greatnessu.com, so that you can reveal your greatness, because the world, we're waiting for you to reveal who you really are.